The halibut special on the Island Spirit, 26 anglers, 22 halibut. Don't miss out on these great trips. They're every Wednesday at Aventura Sport Fishing on the Island Spirit, 805-676-3474. Down to our last two-day trips with Friedman Adventures for 2025. September the 23rd, we sail from Seaforth Sport Fishing in San Diego for 2 days, and then October the 6th, we'll be departing from 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California on board the Amigo. Very few spots available, very little time left. Make sure you send me a text today. Get on board with Friedman Adventures. Please don't forget to support the Friedman Adventures family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Friedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. And don't forget to visit Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, California, right there on the corner of Pacific Coast Highway and Seal Beach Boulevard. They've got all the bait tackle you'll need for a successful day on the water. Whether it's surf fishing or big game bluefin tuna, drop in and say hi to the folks at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast with Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing, morning briefing.
Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It is absolutely gorgeous. A summer-like morning, sunny, warm, little breezier than normal, but we can live with that. Man, I got to tell you, I was out in Upland last night with the Inland Saltwater Fishing Anglers Club, and were they a great group. Man, I enjoyed myself so very much. Thanks to all of you who came over and introduced yourself. Thanks to all of you who say you watch the morning briefing and support Friedman Adventures, because that means the world to all of us. And you can see that presentation that I gave right now. Just look here on our YouTube channel. I'll also have it over there on Facebook, and you will be able to check that great evening out. We have got so much to check out here with you all this morning. More yellowfin tuna. Oh my God, those bluefin tuna are driving us crazy. And some wide open, excellent albacore fishing going on up in Washington. I mean, if you get a chance, you ought to get up there and take advantage of it. And another great halibut special on board the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. We'll cover the local bite. We'll cover surf fishing. We'll cover it all, because you know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, is that good? And is it great to be back with you all. Man, I got to go back just for a moment. If you haven't seen that video that we shot on board the Dolphin just a couple of days ago down in San Diego, California, a bunch of great anglers in wheelchairs prevailing over hard-fighting yellowtail. I was honored and blessed to have been a part of that, and the video is awesome. I've been getting messages upon messages upon messages about how inspirational that video truly is, and it is, because you look at these guys in wheelchairs, guys that were walking around one day and that were told the next day you'll never walk again. And sure, there was some dark times, but they have prevailed, and they love fishing. They love the great outdoors and all it offers. They find that it just enriches your soul, and you'll get to see it. On board the Dolphin, check that video out. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that rotten, filthy, deplorable, stinky little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. Tootsie report for you all. A little chilly here this morning. At least that's how it feels. To me, it feels like, I don't know, 66 degrees, something like that. A very scientific way of measuring the water temperature. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So great to be with you all. All right, let's talk Mexico. Down in Cedros, still catching some yellows on the surface iron down there at Cedros. Great calico bass fishing really has been the rule, and there's still the occasional white sea bass and halibut up to around San Quintin. A little bit more up and down on the yellowtail bite here the past 48 hours or so, but there's still yellows in there, and there's still good fishing, mostly on the surface iron, but some yo-yo iron fish. And some guys, when you can get a little bit of bait, maybe snag a mackerel or something, drop or loop down deep and catch some yellows that way. It tells me those fish are up and down the water column right now. There's great calico bass fishing, and there's been some big log barracuda down that way also. Long range fishing. The cranker, Mike Krinkovich, who's normally in the live chat when these videos premiere. I don't know if Mike's going to be able to get on or not, because he's rolling down the coast on the Royal Polaris. They just had a great breakfast, and they are traveling right now. We'll see how that all works out. There's been some great yellowtail action on the 8-day trips that have left San Diego and headed down several hundred miles down below the Baja coast. And the Independence was one of those guys that got into it yesterday afternoon. Really great yellowtail action. Surface iron, yo-yo iron bait. It was biting full speed. Really great fishing. And there's been a lot of yellowfin down there in that neck of the woods. Also, we see that 40 to 70 pound yellowfin tuna. Some of it will get up over 100 pounds in some cases. Wahoo fishing at Alijos Rocks has been up and down, mostly down here recently, but we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll see more who move in there. Hopefully that is a sign of things to come. All that yellowtail and all that yellowfin, we want that. Well, at least the yellowfin to push up here, and I've got some news on that as we go along. Don't forget, everybody, how important it is to keep your eyes on the weather, and we're watching it very closely. We told you that offshore is going to get breezy and windy, and we certainly have been experiencing that. Monday, it's really supposed to come up, and the long-range forecast is not good. I'm talking offshore. It looks nasty, but that's so far out there. We're going to wait and see what happens, because these things get downgraded, upgraded. They change all the time. So hang on. We'll watch that for you very, very closely. I hope my coffee cup is not in peril. See my coffee cup? I hope not. Let's pray that it's not. I don't think so. Anyway, hey, let me tell you, bluefin tuna. Let's talk about it, because those bluefin are really a pain in the neck right now. Overall, very slow. Very, very poor fishing for bluefin tuna. Nighttime bite sucks. Daytime bite sucks. It's just down right now and not biting all that way well at all. And we have been seeing, in addition to all of that, we've been seeing a lot more of that small grade fish, like, 6 to 10 pound bluefin tuna. It has been really tough fishing here recently, and hopefully it's going to calm down a little bit more on the weather and give us a break. But for right now, that bluefin has been very, very difficult. The legend on a 3-day trip, 21 anglers, 61 bluefin tuna on that trip. Richard Osuna was on that trip, and he said, Phil, it was tough fishing, no doubt about it. First of all, in terms of the bait, half our bait was really good, half our bait was really poor, kind of rolled, died on us. And you needed at least 500-gram jigs at night to fish, to stay vertical. And even with a 500-gram jig, you were getting scoped out, and that's not good. You want to stay straight up and down, or as close to that as you can for those nighttime fish. He said they had a lot of 10-pound fish, a few really nice ones, but overall, just really tough bluefin tuna fishing going on right now. The Legend with 61 fish, but a lot of those fish were smaller fish, 3-day trip. Pacific Voyager, our friend Max Nui and Jolene Thompson, who I'll be seeing a little bit later today, was on that. They had a tough trip, also with 14 bluefin and 9 yellowfin tuna on a 3-day trip, so it remains down. Shannon, I don't know if you remember, a while back we showed you a black sea bass that Shannon caught on board the Legend. Well, she was on this trip. Man, I'll tell you, that slow fishing didn't slow her down one bit at all. She had a magnificent trip with 3 bluefin, and they were all nice, great. And she also had a yellowfin tuna to go along with it. So we mentioned that the Pacific Voyager had 9 yellowfin tuna. We're starting to see more and more of that. It's starting to become a thing. I'm not declaring it a thing quite yet, but we're seeing more and more yellowfin tuna start to shove up the Baja Peninsula in closer to San Diego. And some of the full day boys have been taking advantage of that. We saw fish yesterday. We saw more fish the day before, looking pretty good. A couple of hurricanes down the Baja coast, flushing more warm water, and presumably those yellowfin and dorado with it. Maybe we're on the cusp of something different here. The fall is when we get our best yellowfin tuna bites, and hopefully that's going to happen. Liberty, out on a full day trip, 25 guys, 28, oh pardon me, 8 yellowfin tuna, gave too many there, a bluefin tuna. The Grande had 27 on the yellowfin tuna and 1 bluefin tuna. The San Diego, out of Seaport Sport Fishing, 20 yellowfin tuna. The fish range in size from 8 to 40 pounds. There's some nice ones mixed in with it, but more importantly, yellowfin tuna are fish that like to bite with greater frequency. I mean, when they come to the corner, they want to chew, they want to bite, and high hopes we're going to see more of that YFT flushing. We're going to be watching that so closely for you all in coming days. We could use a page turner, turn the page and get into a tropical kind of bite like yellowfin tuna and or dorado. Have a great morning, and hopefully we're going to see more and more of that as we go along. So some good signal. It's still not a thing, but it's becoming a thing rapidly, and maybe we'll throw a few more boats down that way. We'll see even more. Now, our friend Jeff Lingle, who runs a yacht for people with security clearances, so we don't talk about the name of the yacht, we don't show any videos or photos, but Jeff is a great, awesome source. In fact, he's in the live chat on the morning briefing almost every single day, and it's your opportunity to pick his brain and ask him what's working and figure things out with Jeff. He's a great guy. He's down at 185 miles. He ran way down there, had some dope from a yacht that said get down here, and he's having a pretty darn good trip. He had a 140 and a 145 pound bluefin tuna on the kite fishing. They've been doing pretty well on that. I think they're up to 8 bluefin tuna. And just a moment ago down there at 185, he had a jig strike, got 2 bait fish, YFT, yellowfin tuna. First bait fish of the year for Jeff down there. He's been picking on troll fish here for the last month or maybe even longer than that, but he got a couple of bait fish and he's still fishing and he's still looking here this morning. If there's any breaking news, I will definitely bring it to you. Let's talk about our islands. What a magnificent day we had out there the other day with the guys in the wheelchairs. It was fantastic. One more time, the crew on the Dolphin, fantastic. I love those guys. They did such a great job. Really worked hard, so courteous, such a great operation. And what a boat, man. That boat is so spacious and so well maintained. And the galley looks like a freaking restaurant, man. It is really, really cool. Picking yellows out there at the Coronado Islands. And by picking, I mean anywhere from 10 to 30 yellows on most of the boats right now. There's a lack of bow pressure. That is really helping right now. Most of the fish are fly line bait, 20, 25 pound, getting bit better than anything. You can get bit on 30 also. Just kind of gauge the bite. Couple of fish on the iron when we were out there. One on a Colt Sniper and I think Jason, the captain of the Dolphin, was throwing a surface iron like a Tatty 45. And we had one moment there where we were at South Island on the anchor in a spot called the Ribbon, where the bluefin came up for just a brief moment. Smaller BFT jumping out of the water. Pretty thrilling moment for us all. Pretty good fishing there at the Coronado Islands. Not wide open like it was before, but there's bass and there's some barracuda, all kinds of other stuff to go along with it. Out there at San Clemente Island, a little breezy right now. Boats are picking yellows out there and catching some calico bass. The calico bass bite at SCI this year's been absolutely fantastic. The Fury had a couple of yellows out that way. Thunderbird's been catching some of that big grade yellowtail dropper, looping it with a live or fresh dead squid, and then turning their attention to either rockfish or calico bass or both. So not bad at all. Over there at Catalina Island, a mix of fish, nothing wide open on any particular species, but picking at the bass. The El Patron has been picking at the bass and doing pretty darn well. And if you drop that fluorocarbon down, I know you're getting sick of hearing this, but I'm telling you, 12, 15 pound, that is the way to do it. It will make all the difference in the world to your success when you choose a good hot bait and drop down to 12 pound, 15 pound. When you're fishing calico bass, you'll wax everybody on the boat. A few yellows wandering around over there. We saw the Patriot. I think they had 3 yellows, a bunch of nice bonita, and a few big ones mixed in with it. Over there at Catalina Island, Pursuit's been picking off a yellow from time to time also. Don't forget El Patron, Long Beach sport fishing every single morning. They head over to Catalina Island. They do a great job. El Patron, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. All right, let's get jumping into the Channel Islands with the Island Spirit and Captain Daniel Hadaway. We've been hyping that trip all week long, and man, I'm so happy to see that you guys cashed in on some great halibut fishing. 22 guys, 26 guys, 22 nice halibut. Really fun fishing with Captain Daniel Hadaway and the great crew on board the Island Spirit. You guys know how much we love the Island Spirit. We talk about her all the time. We talk about her great crew. And we talk about how much fun it is to fish out of Ventura Sport Fishing. They'll be doing another one next Wednesday. You might want to think about that, or you might want to think about jumping on there and going out smearing the rockfish. 805-676-3474 to get on the Island Spirit. You're going to have a really great time, I guarantee you that. Little bit of bass, no big numbers on white sea bass really right now, but picking away down in that neck of the woods, or I should say up in that neck of the woods on the bass, fish like that. You saw the Island Fox, they had a yellowtail and good calico bass fishing. 4 white sea bass on the island tagging good calico bass fishing. So we're seeing pretty good fishing in terms of that. Roll you up to Avila Beach, Morro Bay. Got to watch the weather and the wind, but when it's calm enough to fish, great rock fishing up there in that neck of the woods. San Francisco, we continue to see Albacore offshore. The weather's been up. They got to wait for those weather windows to get out there. Same thing for the offshore rockfish and that kind of thing. But inside, man, great halibut, striped bass fishing. It has been fantastic for several of the operations up there. California Dawn, Lovely Martha Sport Fishing, and several other boats up there out of San Francisco have been doing really, really well. And we are loving that because, man, I'll tell you, that bite and that fishery in San Francisco is absolutely fantastic. Let's go meet up with Gary Webb for a moment because the Albacore bite up there in Westport, Washington can't get any better. It is freaking wide open. The Matador with 8 anglers, 150 plus Albacore. And Gary said, Phil, these are not peanuts, man. These are 15 to 30 pound grade albies biting full speed. And he said, here's the hot jig. There it is. There's the hot jig. He said that jig right there has been absolutely annihilating the fish. It has been as wide open, incredible a bite as you can imagine. And that score I gave you, 8 guys with 150 Albacore, that's not a flash in the pan. They've been doing that over and over and over again. So really great fishing going on up there on the Albies. I love it, man. I should get up there and shoot a video, shouldn't I? I got to do that. Down on our local situation now, down there on the Dolphin yesterday, limits of sculpin. They had some really good sculpin fishing down there. Just a pick at the local bass right now, saying that calico bass have been a little bit more on the difficult side. Same thing as we move you up the coast. There's some pretty good calico bass fishing on short fish out of Dana, wharf sword fishing up here out of Newport and surrounding areas like Huntington Beach and up in San Pedro. Picking at the bass. Some days it's pretty good. Bring that light fluorocarbon, but a lot of guys falling back on sculpin rockfish. Right now, occasional halibut. In fact, the Native Sun, Aaron Graham was just up there. He runs the Native Sun. Aaron was up there in San Francisco on a California dawn trip. Had great fishing. But back here, Aaron's had some pretty good bass fishing. Had some yellows, halibut. He's been doing really, really well on the Native Sun out of 22nd Street Landing. And we kind of cover what's going on up there in the Channel Islands, a little bit of bass. Most of the guys going out to the islands. Island Spirit with that big score on, of course, the halibut. We love that. All right, time to talk about the surf. And man, my surf fishing guys tell me it's pretty tough right now. Jeff Perea said he's been all over Dog Beach, Huntington Beach. He's been working hard. Jeff, man, he'll walk all over the place. He'll walk several miles to try to find a bite. And he said it is just been slow. And I just talked to my dear friend, Wayne Shima Bakuro. He's right down there right now on Bolsa Chica. And he said, man, there's a lot of kelp in the water and fish aren't biting. The wind's starting to come up a little bit. So it sounds like it's been a little bit tougher on the local surf fishing bite. You can hear what's going on there. Still some pretty good corvina and yellowfin croaker fishing going on around the Topaz Rock Jetty. Been a lot of kelp in the water there also. But if you can avoid that and that shallow, short water, man, it's been pretty good fishing with a sand crab between the Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach piers. We've also seen some pretty good fishing. Don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They are not only your surf fishing headquarters, they've got all the gear and tackle you'll need to make for a successful outing out on the water. So make sure you take advantage of that. They give away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month. You just need to walk in there, buy their ruler, and you are in. Highly recommend you do that. All right, my friends, we're going to continue to watch this very, very closely for you all. Check out that video we shot on the Dolphin with those great guys in wheelchairs prevailing over the yellowtail. And once again, my sincere thanks to all of you at the Inland Saltwater Anglers Club. That was absolute joy for me to give that presentation. And you can see that right now if you're interested in some of the stuff that I never cover on the morning briefing. Some inside stories and some great Mexico stuff, as well as a lot more. Check out that presentation. Indeed, a pleasure to have been with all of you that very special night for me. Take care, my friends. Have a great one. We'll be watching it all. Pray for more yellowfin. Get on the Island Spirit. Head over to Catalina on the El Patron. And I hope to see you really, really soon.